Greetings, this is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight once again. If you're not watching this video on YouTube, please note that my videos are now being stolen by people from other sites that are not Tesla Fan Insight. So if this is not a YouTube video, please note it's been stolen by a third party. Today my talk focuses on what I call great engineering meets reality, and it can get very expensive. This is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. My talk today focuses on the fact that the Model 3 just arrived. And I like Tesla, and I kind of had my fingers crossed, hoping they'd resist the temptation to experiment with beautiful engineering that conflicts with the reality of the outside world. So what do I mean by this? In the case of the Model 3, I actually have a good friend of mine who is Tesla owner number 5,000 for the S model. And he's had his car for a number of years. And one of the things he pointed out to me is he's really looking forward to getting rid of his S because of the number of repairs that he had done. All the work was done, it was done well. He got a nice loaner delivered to his garage each time, so the whole experience was good. But in his case, he had all 4 door handles replaced at different times as they all went out on him. So I bring this up because I'm a fan of Tesla, and I was hoping they'd resist the temptation of beautiful engineering, not unlike that door handle. So as you all know, the Tesla door handle pops out automatically when you unlock with the key, and once you close the door and engage the engine, those door handles recede, and this helps on aerodynamics, and the whole look of the car is actually kind of cool. The problem is that it's been the source of a lot of problems for Model S owners, and I think by now they've gotten it figured out and stabilized. The challenge, though, is that if your used S model is off warranty, you may still experience some of those challenges, but now you have to pay out of pocket for those repairs, and Tesla won't be because it's no longer under warranty. The warranty thing, I think, is fascinating because the challenge that pops up is that Tesla allocates $2,000 per car in anticipation of potential warranty repairs. So because they've done such a good job of trying to reduce the number of moving parts, etc. on the Model 3, warranty repairs should be down, but beautiful technology can be a challenge. So what I mean by that in this case is that a rough estimate in my mind of what it costs for Tesla to repair each of the door handles at different times on my friend's Model S was about $300. Maybe it's $50 to $60 for the actual door handle, and a little bit of time to stick it in there in terms of a mechanic time. So theoretically, that's $80 to $90. But then you have the $100 worth of time it took for them to bring another vehicle there and drop it off, and then bring that car back in. So let's say it's between $300 and $500 for that repair. Multiply that by 4 doors, and you have $2,000 just in the door handle. We haven't even gotten to some of the other great work that Elon Musk did, including they put a titanium shield underneath his vehicle after they found that in an accident something had popped up from the road and punctured the bottom of the car, and they went ahead and replaced the bottoms on all Teslas. So I kind of bring this up because I was hoping and praying for Tesla's sake that they would try to avoid cool engineering features that were going to end up costing them a whole bunch of cash. So I kind of bring this up right now because we're now looking at the Model 3, and I had my fingers crossed. I was feeling good. They weren't going to have problems with the door handles, so that was cool. The screen is obviously low cost, less stuff on because there's no real dashboard or things on the dashboard to deal with. So I just felt in general good about what was going to happen to this vehicle because he had avoided the trap of really cool technology that breaks down and ends up costing an arm and leg to fix. And then I just got a chance to look at the beautiful and really cool cap for where the electricity goes into the vehicle. When you hit the button, the cap opens up automatically and sits clear so that you can plug in your vehicle efficiently. Now, I just have to say, this is beautiful engineering. It looks great. The one challenge, though, is, as you'll notice with most cars, they just have a flip open and with a hinge, and it's a very simple mechanism that is easy to replace, et cetera, et cetera. When I look at this thing, at least from a distance, I see major repairs going down. I hope it works if it's broken off or something, but I think that, you know, particularly in places with heavy snow and heavy wind, when you're sitting at a supercharger and you've got a 10 or 20 mile an hour wind going by and you have an object sitting up in the air that's not well anchored to the vehicle, you know, a 1/4 inch piece of plastic that extends maybe 9 inches up in the air, I think this is going to be a major repair item, but thankfully it'll be low cost. It'll just be a headache for users that may have to go in a lot, or they could keep ordering it from the mobile repair unit. But and hopefully it won't be a big amount of drama. But you know, kind of this is what I wanted to cover today, is the fact that there are some people, I say Elon Musk in this case, that loves technology and cool technology, and this is definitely, the door is his opportunity to show what cool engineers can come up, think through, and put on a vehicle. Unfortunately, it's my belief that that sucker is going to be an expensive boondoggle, and it'll cost $300-400 per, rather than, I mean, it'll cost, you know, it'll cost money, nothing like replacing door handles. But if your car can't be charged, or if you have an exposed area that starts to impact battery performance, you definitely need to have that sucker fixed when it breaks. So I hope Tesla is thinking through how this is going to be repaired once they break off. I love it. It's beautiful technology, but just like those door handles on the Model S, I think is a horrible idea, and I hope they make an effort to remodel this, possibly even before we get to the major production runs that are coming up, because something simple but functional would actually be great, because then we don't have the issue of it breaking down. And this also, I think, reflects the fact that these cars aren't being built in Nordic countries or places that have horrible weather and big snow. They're being built in a warm climate of California, where people aren't thinking about, in harsh conditions, things that can and do occur. I guess the other thing I was thinking about as to why you want to make this thing simple is the fact that when you're when you're in a cold climate and the battery goes out, you can't even open the battery area because it's an electronic opener. If it was a manual twist open, it'd be awesome, because then if the power was out of, if the car's out of power and let's say the 12 volt is dead, you can still charge it up. But again, with a beautiful piece of technology, there'll be no charging until you figure out how to get power back in there without being able to use a main power source, and hopefully your 12 volt is not dead at this point. So I just think that good idea, beautiful technology. Get out of Southern California or beautiful environments for those vehicles, and I think it's going to be a nightmare. So for the used S owners who have plans, I would keep an eye on the boards to find out how other users are experiencing their vehicles. If you are buying an S, I would figure out if all those door handles have been replaced, because that might be, you know, one area to focus on as you're evaluating which vehicle to choose. If you're a new Model 3 acquirer, I think that the car has been simplified to make it successful on the streets, and I think this is the only thing I can see, other than the fact that I think the screens are going to get stolen a lot, because they're not anchored like the other screens in the Model X and Model S. I think the other big problem is going to be, what do you do about the covering for the plug-in on the left side of the car? Thanks for taking time out once again. This is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. Again, this video is supposed to be on YouTube only at our Tesla Fan Insight location. If you're receiving it elsewhere, please give us notice so we can let YouTube know to pull this down, because it's been illegal stolen. Your watching 1 or 2 commercials really helps us establish and improve our equipment so we can do a better job. Look forward to your comments on this discussion. Tschüss, macht's gut, au revoir, lahitro, Khoda Hafez. Please like and subscribe and have a great day.